All right, all right, all right. Good morning, everyone. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me, if you can see my screen. I don't think it's frozen. So today is April 15, 2026. Again, we're gonna analyze the market to see if we can find some opportunity. Okay. It's already 9:30. We already got the opening of the session right here. Okay, that's the next exchange. As you can see, the market is moving to the upside. So far we still have the expansion from Sunday. The manipulation from Sunday keeps moving price to the upside. We never got a retracement. We don't have a retracement yet, and we need that retracement. Basically yesterday the market just create a small retracement in lower time frame and then keep going to the upside, and today we expect the same thing as yesterday. Like, we expect to have a retracement too long, or if we can find some great confirmation to help the market to go to the downside, that will be a great idea too. So I have this potential area at the high of Asia, and I don't really have it on ES the same way, to be honest. Let me check. I think we had a gap right here. So yeah, I'm still waiting for price to basically create a confirmation to go lower, because the market is overextended, and since Monday we are mooning, we are going to the moon. Okay, this is the real moon experience. That's the real moon expedition. So as always, remember to subscribe, to drop a like, and then share it to someone else. All right, so we are already above the previous daily high. We are already above all of these highs. So two things can happen. The market can finally give us the retracement we wanted, or even if you still want too long, we're gonna have to wait for the retracement. Okay, and all price can just keep going higher to target and create a new all-time high, because that's a quick recovery. That's a quick recovery. Like, from this low to these highs right here, we already at 14% something, I guess, because I remember we were down almost 15. Oh, 10% on ES, 10% on Nasdaq. We are up, yeah, almost 14%. I think I saw it on Nasdaq, the Nasdaq. So yeah, I'm waiting. Napton. The thing is, it's like we have a manipulation right here. We can say that was a manipulation since the market created the thing like that. Okay, that can be considered as manipulations. Okay, the market created the manipulation right here, and Let me check something real quick. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Just checking on something. Just checking something on the live for the stream. All right. So yeah, I'm still waiting for the same thing. Like I was saying, if we are watching the daily context, we can say that that was a manipulation because that's the London low right here, and then the market just dropped down right here and create a manipulation. That's not the London low, that's the low of Asia. Okay, and then at what time? At 6:15, the market create a manipulation right here. Okay, and then this manipulation might be enough for price to keep going higher. That might be the case, but that's not in alignment with what I'm waiting in the higher time frame, I can say, because the market is already too expanded. Okay, the market is overextended, so I don't see myself buying here. Okay, I don't see myself buying here. I will probably wait. If we don't have the confirmation today again, that will be fine. Still no trade for me this week. Okay, still no execution, and I'm patient and I'm not gonna rush anything. When we're gonna have it, we're gonna have it. So now the daily context, if we are paying attention to just the daily context, we can say that looks like a gold context to just go to the upside. Okay, that will be ideal if we had this manipulation at least at the 50% of the previous daily range or below the previous daily low, if we had that manipulation right there. But the market just keep moving to the upside, and now we are already above the previous daily high right here. So the daily context definitely telling us to long. Okay, the daily context telling us to buy, because we can say that that was a manipulation. We are above the daily open, and then that's a gold context. Theoretically that's a gold context, right? But now the higher time frame, okay, what we can call the market cycle, that's not what we want to do in the market cycle. Why? Because we're already too overextended, and then now the ideal position should be a short position, okay, to create the retracement. Or if you still want to long, I will wait for retracement. Let's say at least come back to this low, at least coming to the 50% of the previous daily range, and then after that go to the upside. Okay, so it's complex when we match both the daily context and the market cycle, or the daily context and the higher time frame. But yeah, we are still waiting. right? So now it's 9:44, and then the market is reacting of the high of Asia. So now if we're gonna take a trade based on that manipulation, we will have to pay attention to this low, because if you're shorting, you want to see price break this low without resistance. You want to see price break this low without any hesitation. Okay, and then I don't think that's a target right here. No, it's not. Unless we do it like this. No, still not. Still not. So yeah. All right, that's the close of the first 15 minutes, and the market with that IC candle. We can say that was a manipulation, but and then that looks like an IC candle. Looks like it. See if we don't have imbalances in each one. It's a bearish imbalance anyways. We don't have gonna wait for 10. So I was in M5, not M15. I think I said M15. So yeah. Think gonna wait for 10 as usual. Gonna respect the plan. So I forgot ES. I forgot ES, bro. Same thing on ES. ES created some inversion. It's an inversion in M5. These two series of candle can be considered as IC2. Okay. So now let's see if the hourly open give us something to take and help the market moving to the downside. No trade today. Okay, brother. It's it's a little bit weird. So now the fact that the daily context kind of different than what I want to what I want to do in higher, I mean what I want to see in the higher time frame, that makes it a little bit challenging. But I still want to see a short, I still want to see a retracement. Okay, after that huge expansion, I still want to see a retracement. I don't know if the retracement will be just to take this low and then to keep going higher, or just to take this low or that low to keep going higher. But we need some retracement. Hopefully not. Hopefully the market will not just stop right here. It will keep dropping lower. If we have the confirmations in at 10. Okay, 10 minutes left. I think the 5 minutes, nah, that will not be respected. Well, the way they closed with high conviction inside of this IC, I don't think it will be respected. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see. We might have another manipulation based on the first 30 minutes high on NQ, and ES might stay here. Okay, I'm waiting for 10. I think you already know that, right? So at 10 the market might basically give us confirmation to go lower. Okay, so for my students, hopefully you understand why I want to short, because if we're gonna do it like theoretically or the way I teach you the daily context and stuff, you're probably gonna tell me this is a manipulation and the low of the day has been set. Okay, but I don't just pay attention to that. I pay attention to the big picture too. Okay, so this is what we have right here. So if the market keep going higher, I will just probably just watch it and moving to the upside, because the expansion might not be over yet, and at this point I will just watch. It's not a problem for me. But we need some sort of retracement after this huge expansion right here. We can say we had some expansion, some retracement, even though we didn't really create a huge retracement, but we got some retracement, you know. So like I usually explain, the market create expansion, retracement, expansion, retracement. The market does not move in a straight line. So that's what I'm waiting for. I don't have any interest on buying where the market is at right now. So we have 85 people in the stream. Drop a like. Ok, so nan pou detan pou nou we sak pal pase à 10 heures, because we all know most of the time at 10 the market tends to choose its direction for the session. If we don't have the confirmations in this area, we know that we're gonna have to wait for the next hour. So I'm waiting. You see how simple I make things? It's very simple. I'm waiting for my confirmation in this interval. Okay. And if we have them, we're gonna take them. We're gonna take it if you have them. Okay. So right now the market is already above this high. Okay. Well, we can't really say that was the first 30 minutes high since it's not 10 yet. But this new high that was created in M5, the market is already above it. Okay. So if the market keeps going higher, I would just, like I said, I have no interest on buying where we are at right now. Okay. If the market keep moving higher, the only thing that will make a change is basically my my investments, but not my trading account. Let's see. Let's see. Five more minutes. So let's zoom out a little bit. In H1, we have a big bullish candle. On H4, same thing. Okay. So now we have that imbalance too. I would just put the imbalance. But we don't have none of these on NQ. Okay. This movement does not create imbalance. This movement does not create imbalance. So we don't really have conviction yet. But market creates some nice things right here. Par contre, brise un peu des barils comme ça, non? It's crazy. It's almost 10, bro. Mm-mm-mm. Gonna wait and stay patient. Dashcat, YM not paraît clean. Okay, so there it is. That's 10. That's the new hour right here. That's the hourly open. So hourly open right here. We got just targets right here. I just some targets right there too. See. First 5 minutes. Well, we just move to the upside. We just come back to the potential sell area and then create a reaction, a bearish reaction. Well, I'm waiting for two things: a potential bullish candle first and then reverse. Or if we're gonna just drop lower, I will pay attention to this big up candle to see if we're gonna have a nice candle right here, okay, before 10:30, and then take that short. If we don't have none of these, well, I'm out. No forcing. Okay. And again, the expansion might not be over yet. The expansion might not be over yet, or the market might say this manipulation was enough. They just keep going higher. The only thing is that's not quite what I want to take as trade. Okay. I know what I want to take as trade, so it's not in alignment with what I want to do, so there's no trade at all. Okay, so yeah, so as you can see, the market open right here, and then first 5 minutes kind of gonna have a bearish candle on ES. On NQ, we move higher. We already above the first 30 minutes high. There is no sign of weakness yet. No sign. There is no sign of weakness in any of these assets. There's no pressure. There's no pressure, bro. I think we I'm not gonna say bad times, but I think we've been through a lot on March. So I think now we're gonna have some good times. Okay. It's just right now the market is creating the market is doing a quick recovery, but I think we're gonna have some great times in the upcoming weeks, days, months. We're gonna have some great times. if you stay patient. Okay, if you stay patient, you don't do stupid things, you're gonna have a great. You're gonna have some great times. All right, drop some likes in the stream while we are waiting to see what price action can give us as opportunity. Okay, so first 5 minutes, yes, we drop down. We are below the hourly open. First 5 minutes on, first 5 minutes on NQ, move to the upside. So we are still inside of this potential sell area we had on NQ, and ES still shows sign of weakness of this potential sell area, but we don't have any confirmation yet. Okay. So sad I can't be on the market during this potential great time coming. Oh, sorry to hear that, brother. But what time you, so at what time you're available? Coach, thought on the price action on Bitcoin. I'm thinking we took out the weekly week, some downside potential to sweep the lows you spoke about a while ago. So let me just watch what price will do in the next 25 minutes, and then after that I will go over BTC to see what's going on there, because I don't really pay attention to my long-term investment assets. I don't really watch them regularly because I know like it's not things that I'm gonna touch right now. You know, the other day I wanted to watch one of my portfolio. I had to re-download the app. It's crazy. I had to re-download the app because I never check my portfolio. I don't know what's going on there. I just know I invest every week, but I don't really check. I don't want to. It's not like it's not something bad, but I just don't want to. I don't want to check it. I don't want to see if my investment is moving up or down. I already know it's gonna be for the long term, you know. Yes, one time or two times a month I'm probably gonna go over the price action, but my cryptos investment, we are waiting, bro. We are waiting for. The thing is, I don't really want to put expectation on the bull one. Okay, like people were saying we're gonna have bull one, this and that. Well, Donald Trump will bring the bull one. I was not part of these people because I'm a true believer of doing the opposite of what everybody else is thinking. You know, if everybody thinks we're gonna have the bull one, we're not gonna have it. If everybody thinks Donald Trump will make the market create all-time highs after all-time highs after all-time highs, we're not gonna have it. Or we're probably gonna have it, but not at the time you think. Not at the time the mass, okay, like most of the people they expect it. So yeah, I would check the BTC in a few minutes. So I don't know if you see why yesterday I didn't take the short because I think you asked me that. No, I don't think that was you. I think that was Dick. I think that was Techno. Okay. I remember Techno asked me why we didn't take the inversion in 1 minute somewhere around here. Okay. And you see what happened next. Okay. Well, the market kind of closed below the open right now. But there is no concept created in this area right now. Nothing at all. Now it starts to look interesting. You see? React right away. As the first 5 minutes, I would probably consider shorting if we can close below this big candle. We're gonna have an IC and short it. Okay. Actually, I connect one of my bookers with my trading view. As you can see right here. Okay. It's red and it's blue. Okay. And you can see right here, you have the sign of trade of it. Oh, you're not gonna see it. I'm sorry. I thought you will see it, but you can see down below, you see trade of it right here. So I connect one of my account with the trading view, so you can see my execution if I take anything. This is something new because I've been trading, but I think I show my execution probably 5 times here, you know, but this is something I'm gonna do this year. All right, so ES is trying right now to come above the hourly open. If yes, move upside and close above the hourly open, and that would be a confirmation that the market might keep going higher. But that's not what I want. Okay, I know what I want. You know, I know what I'm waiting for. I know what I want to see to take a trade. If it doesn't happen, just stay calm and wait for price to do whatever it wants to do, bro. I cannot control price action. I can only control what I want to do. My risk management, my trade management, which opportunity I want to take. That's what I can control, you know. I can't control the fact that the market just gonna keep moving higher and higher. So I don't know what's going on YM. I don't really watch this asset anymore. Yes, and NQ is enough for me. Oh, enough for me. I think they are enough for me right now. Okay. It's 10:14. Okay. Remember what I said yesterday. Make trading simple. Okay. Trading doesn't need to be complicated. All right. You know you're waiting for the hourly open confirmations. Okay. Let's say the hourly context. Okay. You know you have the first 30 minutes to find some nice confirmation to take the trade. You don't have it? Great. You put a clock. You put a alert somewhere on your phone, I don't know, and you check the next hour to see if your idea is still valid, to see if you still can take the trade, and you have the confirmation, you take it. That will save you stress, that will save you time, and you will be less frustrated. I'm not gonna say frustrated, but you're gonna be more patient, you know. All right. So yeah. Again, let me just re-explain everything. So because you have to explain things. All right. So now basically, if we are watching the daily context, we can say that was a manipulation. Okay. We can say that was a manipulation, and this manipulation is enough for price to keep going higher. And that's a gold context because at 8:30, or I don't know what time it was, like 9:30 right here, we were above the hourly, the daily open. We can say, all right, that's a gold context, and all I want is to buy. That's fine. But when you zoom out, for example, that's, I'm talking for myself, all right? So the market is already too high right here, too long. It's like you're gonna long right here. It's like you're gonna take a buy opportunity right here. So I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying you can do it. I personally, I'm not gonna do it, okay? So it's like buying at the current high of the day or buying at the current high of the week. This is not how my strategy works. This is not how I trade. This is not my vision. Okay, this is not my way of doing. So yeah, the daily context is a gold to buy, but when I zoom out, I can't really buy it, which actually that's the previous daily high. That's the previous daily high. That's the previous daily high right here, and we are there. So literally it's like buying above the previous daily high. Okay, so I'm waiting for the confirmation for the retracement until we have it. We're gonna have it anyways. That's the thing. We're gonna have it anyways. So I don't need to rush. The market is not going to do that for the rest of the year. Right, it's not going to do that for the rest of the year. So we're gonna have the retracement. Well, we're gonna have it this week eventually. Today is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're gonna have it eventually, or we're probably gonna have it in the afternoon session. So that's why I usually telling you that context matters. Okay, you cannot really study a strategy and just when you were at school. You know, I've seen people doing that and study things just like geography and, you know, trying to memorize things, and then you're gonna think the market's gonna do it exactly the same way every single time. No, it's not gonna happen every single time the same way. That's why context matters. Because the same price action right here, if we had it, let's say inside of this imbalance on H4, if we had it at this 50% of the previous daily range, bro, I will be in this trade already. No, we don't have it. So if we don't have it, we stay still. Okay. You don't have what you're waiting for, you stay patient. I think this is the best skill in trading. That's staying away or not execute. And not execute if you don't see exactly what you're waiting for. Okay. And it always pay, bro. Discipline always pay. Patience always pay. Patient pays. Wait. T'as oublié open non fait là, mes amis. C'est comme ça. We are still inside of the potential sell area. So right now we create that inversion. Not inversion, we create that imbalance on M5. Right here. So if we're gonna have the manipulation, you're gonna need to see price come back below the hourly open and create that inversion and then short if we're gonna have it. If we don't have it, it's fine. It's 10:20. Dear coach, I noticed something for a while. That's kind of weird. It's like your price action is in advance than mine. I don't know, maybe it's because I have a basic plan. Even if you have a plan on TradingView, you have to pay the CME group. Okay, you see CME right here. So CME group is basically what it's the institution that provides the information to TradingView. Okay, it's $7 a month. Okay, you're gonna see a D sign right here on your screen. The D sign is for delayed. You're probably gonna see it too on your watch list. So you're gonna click on this D sign and choose learn more or something like this, and then pay the CME group. Make sure that you take a plan that have the CME, the CBOT, and the COMEX. So that will be $7 a month, 7 or 9. I don't really remember. This thing used to be $5, man. Now it's already at this price. So that's why you have some delayed information. Okay. And let me say that in Creole. So, si nous remarquons que notre graphe nous gain retard soit de 15 minutes, de 30 minutes, le plus souvent on dit entre de 10 à 15 minutes, mais dernièrement, il y a un monde qui te montre que pas là, un retard de 6 heures de temps, de saisi. I mean, c'est pas ça que tu fais ça vraiment, non, c'était plus ajustement de contrat. But yeah, si ça t'arrive au t'as un graphe ou moins gain un price action que ou pas gain, c'est-à-dire que moi actuellement à 10h22 là et puis ouais j'en bouge maintenant et puis 10h22 pour la l'autre bougie c'est que en retard. Qui j'en sais c'est que même sous payer un plan TradingView ou a bien besoin d'un plan CME group. OK. CME group c'est ça c'est les mêmes qui responsable price action futures yo, c'est ça c'est les mêmes qui responsable data ça. That's why tout broker futures gain même price action là. That's why you pi sécuriser tout. C'est parce que gagnons instance qui là qui pour il quelques petits slipages, OK? Il quelques petits slipages here and there, but CME group c'est là pour en quelque sorte réguler marché futures là avec un paquet de l'autre marché tout, OK? Comme market là pas réguler, pourquoi ba nos confirmation là? OK, it's very easy and I suggest you to learn from cmegroup.com because ils ont paquet de bagages pour apprendre dans mes yo. OK? So, c'est eux même qui responsable data. That's why si mal non booker futures là, ma pour même price action là, dans même seconde là, dans même minute là, même bagage là. C'est-à-dire que c'est pas même genre avec CFDs, c'est-à-dire que booker qui crée US 30, qui crée US 100, qui crée NAS 100, ça aussi CFDs, well, market là just explode. Ça aussi CFDs que yo pas existé vrai. OK? Ça veut dire que c'est offshore market. You're pas sécurisé. You can still trade you, but you're pas sécurisé. OK? But quand il y a vrai price action, c'est ES, c'est NQ. Donc, ça c'est ça mon les NAS 100, ça c'est ça mon les S&P 500 là. OK? But quand il y a faut couper CME Group. OK? Parce que data ça c'est pas TradingView qui est responsable, c'est CME Group. Alright? So n'apre ki yo gen agriculture. Actually, I'm working on something. Gade te retire yo la. Yep. De retire yo la, oui, but de gen quelques bagay agriculture nan graph mwen. Kote ke m tap analize pri yo. I was studying because I'm toujours besoin de jouer pour m'étudier, and I found some interesting stuff, and I can't wait to share them with you. But that's not gonna be in the New York Stock Exchange session for sure. Okay, this session is to trade the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. That's why sometimes you ask questions that I don't really answer, not because I want to be mean. It's because when I'm doing the New York Stock Exchange, I want my entire focus to be on the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. Okay, so right now they're not doing what I want to see, so I will probably go watch the BTC for Cello, conscious Cello or Cello, I don't know, but I think it's Cello, bro. That's look Italian or I don't know. So yeah, but yeah, it's 10:26. We're not gonna have it. Okay, we're not gonna have it. So again, today the hourly open save you. Why the hourly open save you? Because I know you will consider that as you will consider that as imbalance, and you will place your trade right here, and then having stop loss right now. Boom. But by waiting for the hourly open, that save your life again. All right, let me go back to the cryptos. Let me go back to see what's going on there, bro. First thing first, I don't watch the cryptos very often, and then when I'm watching them, I don't go on lower time frames. So basically I'm gonna stay in weekly and monthly most of the time. So yeah, I think it was Ethereum. Yeah, I was waiting for another sweep. Man, we still don't have it. We still don't have it. We still don't have the last sweep, but like I said, when I do this, I will start to basically doing DCA. And even though we had the retracement, well, you're gonna be negative, but well, that should be expected. Okay, I will start DCA. I had some Ethereum. I think I invest a lot in Solana. I'm a true believer on Solana. And 67.31 still there. I'm still waiting for something like this. Okay, I'm still waiting for something like that. Okay, because I wanted to see price below this low, and then yeah, we come back below that low, but we can still have that. We can still have that as soon as the market doing something like this, and we can have the manipulation to go lower. That's exactly what we talked about recently. So same thing for Ethereum. We are inside of the potential buy area in higher time frame, basically. I drew this, remember, I don't know if you remember, I drew this box when the market was there. Okay, so I was waiting for price to come down inside of this box to see if we can have some accumulation to go higher, to at least come back to $3,000, $3,041. That will make my portfolio looks nice, at least, because my portfolio looks like trash the last time I watched it. But anyway, so I was waiting for that, but when I see how price behaves right here, and I'm like, man, we probably gonna need another sweep. Okay, we probably gonna need another thing like that, either to take 1,700 or 1,269.79 right there. Okay, so I still have, all right, this is it. Let me just explain myself. When I was doing the analysis, I had these bugs and I expected the manipulation inside of these bugs, the reaction inside of these bugs to go higher. Okay, so when we came inside of these bugs, I was paying attention to the price action, but we don't really have a nice sweep. So right now it's like I mean I'm in the middle of two decisions. Well, when I say two decisions, just to talk to you, we can start a DCA right there, because I don't see price coming, like, let's say, right there. I don't see that. If it happens, it happens. Okay, if it happens, it happens, but I don't really see price coming down there. Okay, so I will start a DCA right here inside of this box. That was the plan anyways, and then after that, keep doing DCA if price keep going higher, and even though if price is going lower. But you can also wait for the next sweep, wait for the sweep. Okay, we can just take this target, or we can just take this target. I will prefer to see something like that. Okay, but I will not be surprised if we drop down below to move to the upside like that. Okay, so yeah, that's what I expected on the Ethereum. It's kind of slow. We know it's long-term investment anyways. So Solana is the same thing, and more than 60% of my portfolio is Solana. And Ethereum. So Bitcoin, I analyze Bitcoin, but I don't invest on Bitcoin. But see, Steve Gonza. So I don't have any problem with Bitcoin, but I invest more. I invest in Ethereum and Solana more. Okay, so now if we're gonna have the up move, as you can see, I had a potential buy area right here. Okay, so the market does not respect the buy area, but you can see we have like a consolidation close to it. All right, just like Ethereum, we can still have the last manipulation before we move higher, or price might leave this downside target for future reference and to keep going higher. Like I said on my WhatsApp recently, I will pay attention to 80,000. Okay, I will see how price behave at 80,000. Okay, because if we, when I'm talking about waiting, I'm talking about like the weekly time frames, the weekly, the monthly, the weekly. All right, I will see how price behave right here. Okay, and if price behave nicely right here and doesn't show sign of weakness, that might be something great for Ethereum to keep going higher. Okay, and it's basically the same thing I teach you on Nasdaq and S&P 500. You see right here we have some upside objective. Don't think that I have something else to analyze the Bitcoin. Nope. It's the same thing. So now let's go back to the main thing. Well, market is moving to the sky right now. All right, so all right, just expansion after that manipulation, and we keep going high. So just gonna wait. The execution will not be for right now. My portfolio is gone. Pojďme get $300 ma bude $2. It's tough, man. Moi plus focalize sou grand dossier. Um, I don't trade. Ba vraiment investi dans même coins and like n'importe projet or whatever. But c'est que Steve kon sa déjà. Nan ba lou seulement investi. Ba lou. Because plus ça m'a pas investi dans Mowgli token. There's no reason, but just because the cafe fois 50 fois 1000. I'm not this type of investor, literally. If I want to invest in something, I have to know that in the next 5 years, this thing will be there. Okay, because it's long term, guys. Long term is not 1 year. Okay, 1 year is nothing. Okay, so I want to make sure if I'm gonna invest in something, this thing will be there in the next 5 years. So basically, I did not start to invest on ETF long ago. Okay, because I had a plan. I had a certain amount of money I wanted to invest on the crypto. And as soon as I said, as soon as I'm done, I will switch to the ETFs. And because I don't know why, but I think I could have done the inverse. Yeah, the inverse. So why? Because I had some investment on ETF, even when the market is dropped down, even though when the market is down, like massively down, your money doesn't take a huge hit like the crypto market. But when the crypto market is down, bro, you're gonna see some zero disappear, and that hurts. But yeah, the Weavers. Thank you, Woodley. So basically, invest on ETFs like QQQ, VOO, which is the Vanguard one. I think I can say it's more safe. Okay, it's more safe because ou besoin gen garçon sou pour ap gade marché crypto a drop. Yep. This is something I've learned the hard way. Okay, because bah c'est m'dino ça déjà connais à propos de crypto longtemps, but bro, I was not ready for that. But I was not ready for this big down market and stuff. But now I'm cool. I'm cool, you know. So si n'a fait long investment, n'a proposé un mon ETF avant. Okay. Dites tout ok, ou ap créer un Warfire account. Well, I'm not a financial advisor. I mean, on fait des autres. So yeah, m'ta proposé mon plus ETFs because you're more stable. Par contre, faut qu'on ait un plan long terme. Faut gen plan long terme because même j'aime dire nous les market crypto are down ou besoin que garçon sous pour regarder portfolio. Hein. En même temps tout quantité profil a fait le brader to the upside ou pas besoin ni dans ETF là même gens. That's the thing. It's like l'hypoproportionnel. L'hypoproportionnel. Ça veut dire les market crypto a bien passé, pourcentage là-bas ou yo, ou pas besoin de ça aucun autre côté. Pièce côté dans tout le monde là net, ou pas besoin de ça. Quand c'est pourcentage yo pral bas ou on l'a c'est énorme. En même temps les lab descend ou gen besoin, I don't know, faire tes là, faire associer mettre là ou bien chercher toile pour marrer ceinture because when they up deep, yap deep. But when you invest in the ETF, when you invest in the ETF, it's like ou pa investi non green bagay ou investi non paquet stock at the same time. And then nan compare comme ça pa chez ETF yo, le plus souvent c'est Vanguard, c'est Fidelity, c'est BlackRock. So ça c'est grand compare, c'est mettre monde là, OK? Dernièrement la madame te wè ki m'tap fon bagay puis elle m'a dit qui ça qui Vanguard, qui ça qui BlackRock, me dit là mettre monde là. OK? So moun ça c'est leader li mettre monde là oui. OK? Vanguard, BlackRock, yo plus puissant que whatever président qu'on est. I mean, m'a parlé aux États-Unis. Yo plus puissant, yo même qui prend décision, yo même qui crée l'école, crée l'université. Bah l'aime dit créer, bâti l'école, bâti l'université, bâti l'hôpital. It's like tout l'argent va payer dans assurance, dans c'est là aller. OK? So the fact that on investit dans ETF ça yo, l'argent n'est pas un risque du tout. OK? L'argent n'est pas un risque. Par exemple, market là prend dip. OK, market là drop de like 15%. But si me pas bay menti, portfolio me down seulement de 3%, de 3%, 3% seulement. OK. So, ça me dit. Donc, si un monde qui so, voulez investir en côté comme si, pas dire qui safe, pas safe dans l'investissement, OK? Et c'est une question les monde poser get en way comme si mon trading n'a pas mon non, mon get à parler de comme si safe, OK? C'est son l'argent qui safe, like pas grand safe. No. Pas grand safe vraiment. Par contre, nous investissons parce que nous basons sur deux faits. OK? Sur deux faits. Sur deux faits. Market a toujours drop down et market a toujours recovery. OK? The S&P 500 always recover. So, ou just gen besoin patience, ou just gen besoin marrer ceinture pour le lap down pour qu'on ait pour dire OK, li gen pour le recover. En même temps, là nous dans all time high pour rappeler tête OK, li gen pour le drop down encore qui décision m'a prend. Deux bagages ça aussi qui pour guide, OK? It's same thing for the crypto market, like it's gonna recover, like come on, what you talking about? Vous pensez que market n'a pas all time high? Of course. Sauf que m'pas faire même genre avec Steve qui pensait boule on supposé faire demain matin là. Nah. I don't want to predict when we're gonna have the bull run 2026, 20. I don't do this. You know, I'm just waiting. I want to control what I want to control, but every time the market has a dip, we recover, bro. Right now, it's the best time to invest, bro. This is the best time to invest. If you want to invest for the long term, bro, that's a retracement of 52%, bro. That's 52%. If you're not investing right now, when you're gonna invest? You're gonna invest when the market is at all-time high. When everybody gonna talk about it. No, that's the right time to invest. Remember what I told you last week? Last week, I was here. I was there. And I told you guys, I don't know if we're gonna have more deep, but this is the time to start invest because the market is down 10%. 10% historically for the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, they are considered as retracement. They are considered as real retracement. Not a retracement you have in 4 hours, in 1 hour. Like that's 10% of retracement. 10%. That's when you know, all right, that's a retracement. That's when they say, all right, that's a retracement. Okay. So I told you guys, this is basically the right time to invest. And I'm going to say the same thing for the cryptos market. You know, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not, you know, do whatever you want with your money. Okay. But literally, that's the best time to start investing because the market is down to 52%. But the problem is right there, people have fear. Remember last week when I was talking about that? last week when I was talking about that in the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, and I told you right here, people got fear. Okay, and then right there, people got what? Euphoria. Okay, right here, people got fear, and then right there, people got euphoria. Okay, so no one wants to invest when the market is here, but actually, that's when the market makers invest. Nike, Tim Cook invested in Nike yesterday. Why? The stock is down. I don't know if you see PayPal. They have new investors now. Why? Because the market is down. That's when people invest. That's when I say people are. That's when the market makers or people who knows about investing. That's when they're gonna invest. But right there, Tijan, you pay. But that's when you have to invest, bro. If you so baka recent to investi là, même baka ka privé tout le monde nan pral rive because c'est les market nan pral nan zone sa ou ya tout le monde pral di oui, m'te dit Bitcoin en 2003, m'te dit Bitcoin tap 125 en 2009, m'te dit Bitcoin ap 10, bro. Stop. Ça c'est les so pral tande moun tout moun expert. Là, ça c'est côté tout moun expert là. OK? And then c'est là puis faut moun pral mettre l'argent yo. What's gonna happen? Well, after a all-time high, the market will retrace eventually. And then what's gonna happen? They're gonna say, crypto is a scam. Okay, it's this thing is a scam. It's a scam because why I invest and as soon as I invest, the market drop down. It's not a scam. You are stupid because you didn't want to invest right here because the market is low and you want to invest exactly when the market is high. It's like you don't want to buy something when it was at $50, but you want to buy it when it's at $1,000. I think the scam is you, actually. I think you are the scam, not the thing. So people does this mistake every year, and I've done that too. Okay, that's why I said I had to learn it the one way, the bad way, the toughest way. Okay, buying here and selling there because you can't hold anymore. That's too much for me. If you're not ready to take a 50% drop, do not invest. Okay, because that's gonna happen eventually. Okay, but the market always recover, guys. Always. All right. That's 2017. That was the first big bull run. Retracement, recover, and we can say the recovery is more strong than the retracement. Okay, 2021 recover. 2022, that was the biggest retracement I've ever seen. We recover. Retracement, we recover. And then now we're having this big retracement. That's another big retracement too. And guess what? The market will recover. It just don't try to put the time on it. Don't watch your portfolio like every 5 minutes you're gonna watch it. Always recover. Okay. We know the market will recover anyways. So now you just need a plan. You need a budget, because if you don't have a budget, if you're gonna invest the money, you're supposed to pay the bill. You're supposed to pay the rent. Okay, the money you have to pay the bills and stuff. Well, you won't be able to watch price action. You won't be able to watch your portfolio go 10% down, 15% down, because you don't have money, bro. That's why you're gonna need a budget. Need a budget and invest what you're ready to lose, and that's the definition of investing. When you invest, you're ready to lose that money. That's what it means. Okay. When you invest, you're ready to lose that money. That's what it means. Sa e pou yon ba yon vle ou mette nan tèt ou. Okay. 730 was the target 2 months ago. Yeah. And remember, we talked about that, bro. You remember how we talked about 7,080, bro, 0.25. 7,080.25. But the market leaves it here for a reason. I usually told that the market leave them here for a reason. Okay. So now we recover already. But this is the thing. When the market is down 10%, 15%, you're gonna see social media, or you're gonna see the broadcasting companies, the broadcasting medias, they're gonna create fear. When I say they're gonna create it, it's like, what please tande ou parler des market là in a bad way, les comme si market là down, que pour pas gagner yo fait les market là down, non, yo pas fait le même genre de market là up. Okay. You still fait pour pas gagner les market là up, oui, d'ailleurs, dans moment pour dans le market là up, c'est laisser à gagner pour pas gagner qui va le faire courir acheter. Just like gold, okay? Just like gold. I explained that the other day, right? So what in the world people invest in gold right there? You know why people invest right here? Because they have euphoria. They think they're gonna miss the move, you know? Well, gold is at 5,000 and something. That's where, because c'était en Australie, mon a pris ligne pour aller acheter gold. Why are you gonna buy gold at all-time high? That doesn't make any sense. What happened? Big drop. Every time, always. Every time we have some big movement like that, you gotta expect this. Okay? So, you remember the propaganda when the market was moving to the 5,000. And it's gonna be the same thing on Bitcoin. When Bitcoin hit 100,000, 150, 120, and it's gonna be the same thing. But the propaganda when the market is down is something else, bro. Okay. So qui peut retirer tout ça comme investissement et puis yo même y a investi. Okay. Yeah, m'ta pas le montrer nos PayPal, oui. Oublié. Va c'est pas là. So yeah, this is PayPal. This is PayPal. And I invest on PayPal. Like, but for him, okay, I'm gonna moi ça m'a fait. For real. 79.50 is a target. Okay? So, récemment, moi ouais qu'il y a signé des séries de deals. Okay? Pendant market là down. Okay? Let's go Nike right now. Right? Nike is down, right? Nous ouais qui côté Nike. Nous ouais qui côté Nike, right? Nous ouais qui côté market là en 2021. Market là all time high depuis 2021. That was the last all time high. Okay? But avec comme ça. Tim Cook purchases Nike share. So Nike, okay, Apple CEO and Nike lead independent director Tim Cook purchased 25,000 shares of Nike on April 10, 2026. Jeudi à 15. That was 5 days ago. So, Tim Cook, tellement égaré, li acheté Nike là. No, li pas égaré. That's when you buy. That's where you buy. Not right there. Okay? You can't buy right here, bro. If I stock like more people buy. And I use the same thing in day trading, you know. For example, right now, I can't buy the market. It's too high. It's too high for me. And if you want to buy it, well, that's your things. I'm not gonna buy at all-time high. I'm not gonna buy above previous daily high. But now this is April 10. All right, let's try to find April 10. All right, so that's April 10 right here. Let me check April 10 right here. Okay, boom. Tim Cook purchases 25,000 shares. All right there. Why? Vous a Tim Cook pas dans market la monter pour l'acheter. No. All right. You put in for approximately $1.6 million, signaling confidence despite a 30% decline in the stock's value this year. The shares were bought at a price of 42.43 each, increasing its total holding to 130,480 shares. So that's what big investors do. They invest when the market is down. C'est ma recent tout. C'est ma recent tout. C'est ma recent tout. But the market lap down pour acheter. Tim Cook pas égaré, you know? It's because Tim Cook knows that, well, même si il y a un paquet de raisons qui fait Nike, stock Nike baissé, alright? Well, industrie tennis là, pas même gens encore, ok? And then, yo perdu un paquet de contrats avec des séries d'équipes, que ce soit sélection nationale, que ce soit équipe, parce que yo manqué fait évolution dans bagay yo. Et si n'a regardé bien après la Coupe du Monde sorti là, Adidas just ploie Nike il faut dans poche li. OK, même Puma c'est ploie il pour Nike il faut dans poche. It's like yo pas update vraiment. Yo pas fait comme si update pendant que gain des millions de équipements basket cap vend chaque année, des millions même. OK, but there is a problem. Okay, there is a problem on Nike. I don't know if the infrastructure, but there is some problem. Because année passée, c'est Brie par exemple Barcelone. C'est Brie Barcelone fait sous pour yo te capable de l'autre contrat. Barcelone te gen d'après jeune Puma. N'après qu'on paquet d'équipe qui quitte tout qui a jeune Puma ou bien tourner dans Adidas ou bien pour l'autre comparé. It's because I don't know what's going on, but something bad is happening. But hey, Tim Cook still purchased 25,000 shares. Après ça, gen doit gen bagay qui signé, gen doit gen bagay qui fait et puis pour yo relancer compagnie. This is a big company. Okay? Nike is a big company. But gen paquet par exemple Kyrie Irving qui c'était une tennis que yo te vend en pile, Kyrie Irving qui te yo l'aller dans Anta. By the way, I have one. It's super cool. Just imaginer que tennis souvent plus lancé LeBron James and li pral lancé retired and then moun ki vin apre lancé Michael Jordan. It's like pa gen yon nan nouveau moun yo que Nike vraiment pa gen yon nan moun yo vraiment que Nike comme si kembe puis pou fait explosion. Like I don't know. M'ba vraiment connaît ki jan système yon fonctionner, but celle ça me connaît c'est que yo vraiment down. Okay. Adidas améliore le design. Yeah, Adidas vraiment it's incredible. Adidas is incredible. Actually, I prefer Nike que Adidas, but Adidas is incredible. So now I don't know what's gonna happen next, but nous gain information ça là. Okay, nous gain information ça là. So that might be a sign to pay more attention to Nike. That might be a sign. We don't know. Okay, we have some targets. Of course, we're gonna have some. We have some targets right here. Yeah, I think we're gonna have more target. That's the closest one I can consider. So yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen next, but we know that nous connaît Tim Cook acheté 25,000 shares. Tim Cook pas égaré. Okay. Tim Cook pas égaré. So that was the company I was working at before being, I'm not gonna say retired, before I stopped working for people. That was my last company. And I want to see their stock drop to $121. But Actually, it's a huge company, bro. That's crazy. This is one of the company that doesn't have they don't have any other company after PNG that's trying to like to do the competition with PNG. Not even one. This company is dominating the let's just go there and type Procter and Gamble. So see if we can have an image that show how many company they have inside of this company. Actually, they will build. Nan state que Mia c'est là où t'es créé. But bon chercher image ça pour moi. So they have so many companies inside of these companies and inside of this company, and that's crazy. So yeah. Yo pas concurrence. And but I still want to see them falling a little bit. Why not? So yeah, that will be it for today, guys. No execution again for me. It's Wednesday, still no execution. And I put it on, so it's 11. It's a new hourly thing. It's a new hourly open. So the market does not show sign of weakness, and we will keep going higher. So si gen moun ki just prend position buy par rapport avec daily context, well, if you have TP, mbaba meet zam bote to do like what we buy, but be careful. Okay. So yeah, that will be it for today. See you tomorrow.